So, hope you guys are well. I haven't done a video in freaking forever. We are out here in Marbella. Bobby and I rented out a Jaguar for the weekend, just having a bit of fun. We went to, what's the place called? Ronda, something like that. Anyways, yeah, haven't shot a video for you guys in a while, so we're gonna head over to that rock over there, and I'm just gonna fill you guys in on what happened, as well as what I learned by making over 100, or not over, exactly 123K profit at 18. All right, so one thing I need to clarify is I did 123K profit in a month at 18. Now, it's pretty funny because a year ago, me and Bobby were in Saint-Tropez and I shot the video, what I learned making $100,000 at 17. But that was like in a year, right? And then this year around, it was in a single month. So those of you guys that follow me on Instagram, you know this is like literally not new news at all. And one thing that I implore you to do if you're, you know, here on YouTube, but you're not on my Instagram, just literally go follow my Instagram. It is basically it's my two names put together. So Iman Gadzhi together, right? Because you would have found out that I did, you know, those numbers literally like probably a month ago or something at this point. And on there, I'm posting stories every single day. So I haven't uploaded a YouTube video in around like 3 weeks because I've been super busy. And also one thing, I'm gonna go ahead and put up a bunch of screenshots to basically just to prove it, because in my head, unless you can prove it, it didn't happen. So yeah, I'll show you Stripe, I'll show you PayPal. So I use three payment processors. As I said, if you follow me on Instagram by now, you would have seen all this stuff as well as the explanation, etc.
A fucking ant working my shoe.
No. Alright, sorry guys, it was an ant and Bob shoe. But yeah, I use Stripe, PayPal, and Go Cardless. So I'm gonna go ahead and put up the same thing I put up on Instagram, which is my Stripe, my PayPal, and the date terms of it. I'm also gonna show my client invoices. So there's one on there for 9.5K plus VAT. There's one I think for 7K. There's another one for 5K or something. You know, I'm just gonna put some of my client invoices on there. Obviously I had to put out or block out their names, but on there it shows like payment has come through, so it's paid confirmation, not me just sending the invoices. So that is that. All right, as I said, August I did 123K, which is amazing. So I just wanted to give you guys pretty much two lessons that I've learned by making over 100K profit, which is my first month, by the way, you know, at the age of 18. And the first one is pick a financial vehicle that just gets better over time. Okay, I get a lot of people that ask me questions. Hey, man, what's the best financial vehicle? Is it Amazon? Is it Shopify? Is it social media marketing? Is it building a personal brand? Is it affiliate marketing, etc., etc.? I think actually my last video, you know, there's a panel of is it real estate? I think in my last video, there was a panel of all four of us where we discussed that. Now, in my opinion, you should always be picking a financial vehicle that gets sweeter over time. And by that, I mean that, look, if I'm gonna be entirely honest, I know some real 7-figure Amazon sellers, and they probably won't tell you this, but to be honest, their yearly revenue just keeps going down and down, right? Same thing with Shopify. You don't ever hear me talk about Shopify or Amazon because, to be honest, I just don't really believe in it, right? I know I'm gonna get shit tons of hate down below, but you'll hear me talk about affiliate marketing, and you know, you'll hear me praise, you know, my friend ODI Productions, because I actually believe in it as a business model. It's one of those business models that gets better and better over time. Same thing with social media marketing and building a training business, which is pretty much building a personal brand. You know, with social media marketing, when I first started, my first ever client, August 2016, 2 years ago, was 400 pounds. Actually, no shit, it was 300 pounds, 75 pounds per week, right? And it was with my old football club. And for that, I think I did 4 YouTube videos, I did 30 Facebook posts, and 30 Instagram posts, right? Bob, do you remember that client?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, so when I met Bob in November of 2016, I still had them. I had them for pretty much 4 or 5 months up until December, and I remember Bob was laughing his fucking ass off at me for that client. I thought it was big money, you know. And after that, there was a Another client that I got, remember it was around New Year's when you came.
For the event?
No, it was the fitness guy.
Oh yeah.
Right, and then that actually fell through, and then my first ever proper client was a company called Athlete. And between that 400-pound client and this other client, which is 2K a month, I think that was like 6 months or something, right? And you know, that was my first ever retainer, 1,900, and then a retainer after that was 1,500, and these are this is pounds I'm talking. And then the retainer after that was 750, and then the one after that was 2,500, and then the one after that was 2K. But anyways, my point is, I was working with these like little baby retainers, right? And I was, you know, it's cool because, you know, Bob's been through me with, you know, through this journey. We, you know, started off as my mentor, then we became business partners. Now we're like best friends. So he's seen me throughout this entire journey. And you know, the cool thing about social media marketing that I like, and the reason that 2 years later from me starting, I'm now signing, you know, 5-figure a month retainers, is because I stuck through it. And social media marketing is one of those financial vehicles that gets better over time. It doesn't get worse, you know, it doesn't get saturated, it doesn't get this or that, because you as a person become more valuable. And I think that's probably the most important factor of it all. You know, in an Amazon business or this thing or that thing, it's not, you don't have a direct correlation on the value of the product or the service that you're selling. You know, when you're in real estate, you don't have a direct correlation on the fucking value of that house. You know, it's kind of out of your control. Obviously, look, I'm not a real estate expert, you know, not to bash real estate. I'm going to be getting into it, but much further down the line, but you kind of get my point. You know, if you're just starting out, if you're trying to get to 6 figures, 7 figures, I don't really think it's the right path. Same thing with Amazon, FBA, Shopify. You don't have a say in how valuable you are, you know, whereas in a social media marketing type business, you as an agency, as you get more valuable, as you get clients more results, as you start to build somewhat of a niche authority, people always get angry at me that, a niche authority, you become more valuable. You know, just yesterday I signed a 4K and a 7,800 pound retainer. So 7,800 pound is like $11,000, I think, and 4K is like whatever, like $5,500, right? So I signed like $17,000 to $16,000. Bob's laughing at me from my mouth.
Iman's math is the worst you'll ever see.
In retainers yesterday, right? One training business and one e-com business, right? And then we went ahead and celebrated with $400 sushi at Nobu. But once again, if you guys are following my Instagram, as I said, I'm sorry I've been quiet on here for the past 3-4 weeks. It's because I've been so busy. So go ahead, follow my Instagram. You'll get the most up-to-date stuff. So that is number one. You know, as you become more fucking valuable to your clients, as you become better as a marketing agency, or you build up your team, you train your contractors better, or you're able to find better contractors, right? Better team members. You smoothen up your operations. You know, you streamline your processes, and the best way to do that is to find a niche. You know, I did like a Q&A on my Instagram yesterday. Someone's like, hey, you always say have a niche, but you don't seem to have one, and that's not true at all. My niche is pretty much people who sell online. Now I have my training businesses, so people who sell online programs, masterminds, coaching, consulting online, and then e-com businesses, right? That's my niche, right? And then the only 2 services I really offer today, paid traffic, and I also create webinar funnels and sales funnels for businesses, right? So that and consulting. So really, that's how I've streamlined my processes. That's why I can replicate the same process for every single client. So that is social media marketing. As you become more valuable, you can charge ridiculous retainers. And that's why I love social media marketing and personal brand, because as you become more valuable, not your house, not your, you know, whether your product is hot or not that month, as you become more valuable, it just keeps getting sweeter and sweeter and sweeter. And in October, you know, one is confirmed, it might be a second one. I have 2 2-day trainings. I charge $10K a day for both trainings, right? So next month I'm probably gonna be doing $40,000 from my marketing agency, from the consulting aspect of it, right? I know in 3 years from now, it'll be $100,000 for those 2 days, right? Because it's one of those, it's one of those financial vehicles that just keeps getting sweeter and sweeter. And it's the same thing with your personal brand. You know, a year ago I was charging, it's September now, like $150 an hour, right, for social, for B2C consulting, right, to either help people with their marketing agency, or a year ago that's pretty much all I was doing. Nowadays I'm charging $1,500 an hour for consulting, right? And people are paying for that, not hourly, on a monthly or a monthly basis, right? As I get more valuable, I can charge more, and that's why I love it. You know, as I get more valuable and my programs, people keep getting more and more ridiculous results, I can, you know, hike up the price of them, right? So, you know, I go into entrepreneurship so that my efforts had a direct correlation on the business, you know, so I didn't feel like a, you know, a leaf in the wind, you know, so I didn't have a boss who dictated how much I got paid or when I had to work or this or that. So I just don't, as I said, I just don't understand getting into financial vehicle where you don't have control over what outcome you get, right? And not to say that you don't get that within real estate or Amazon or Shopify or any of these other business models that people talk about. But in my opinion, there's just nothing better than building a personal brand or social media marketing, and that's why I'm not in it. I'm not in it for a business that's gonna last me fucking 6 months or a year. It's just gonna be a trend or a fad. I'm not in it for that. So that's number one, picking a financial vehicle that gets better and better and sweeter over time, right? As I said, that's why 2 years ago I made, I don't know, like 500, 600 pounds or 500, 600 bucks. And then 2 years later, I did 123K profit, okay? So that's number one. Number two is you can have anything you want in life, and I think more people need to tell you this. And Bob, I'm sorry, your arms are probably getting super tired right now. You can have a break if you want.
Oh, we're fine. We're fine.
I think more people need to tell you this. You can have anything you want in life, you just can't have everything, right? And that's also one of the issues I see about all these like entrepreneurs, where it's like, you know, they're in the club and then next morning they're like hustling, and then the next morning they're, you know, the next part of the day they're in the gym, and it's like, you know, they're trying to portray that they've got everything in line in their life, and that's not the case at all. Bob, I think maybe they want to take our F-Type for a spin.
I think so, yeah.
But look, if you want to have a business that's doing 100K plus a month profit, right? 500K plus a month profit, $1 million plus a month profit, you're gonna have to let some things go. You know, your coffee catch-ups with your friends, you're probably gonna have to let that go. You know, going clubbing every week, you're probably gonna have to let that go. You know, video games, TV, Netflix, these are things that you're gonna have to let go, okay? And as I said, that's kind of my issue. You know, a lot of people get into entrepreneurship because they think they're gonna live this rap, you know, their life's gonna be like a rap video. You know, they're gonna be fucking hitting it in the club, getting bottle service, and then waking up the next day and making millions, and then having like, you know, having a ridiculous dating relationship life. Guys, it's just not realistic, you know? Really, I think there's like maybe 2 or 3 things you can have, right? And if you want to get to a super, super high level, maybe there's like 1 thing you can have in life or 2 things you can have in life. All right, so, you know, you can't have, unless you start off really early and you put the systems in place. So for example, with me, I have a personal trainer that comes to my house. As I said, if you guys are following me on Instagram, you've seen him every morning. You know, I have Billy who comes to my house at 5:40 a.m. every single morning. I have a meal prep company that Billy walks into my house at 5:40 a.m. with my 3 meals for that day. So, you know, all my food's taken care of with the exact macro split and the exact calories. Billy's at my house at 5:40. We're in the gym for 6 to 7, right? So I've kind of automized or systemized that part of my health, right? And then I look at my business. But, you know, one thing that's lacking, for example, in me is not friends, but like spending time with friends. I don't really get to spend much time with friends. I don't really get to do the coffee catch up. I don't really get to do the things that 18-year-olds in my, like, to be honest, if there was an 18-year-old my age doing this amount of money, most of them would be doing cocaine in the club every single week, right? But it's just not realistic to grow a business to that magnitude that quick and be having that, you know, having those leaky aspects, you know, those places where your productivity or, you know, your productivity or your focus diminishes. Okay, so really, you know, number one, pick a financial vehicle that just gets better and better over time. Number two, you know, you can have anything you want. If you want to have a business that's doing $10 million a year profit, you can have that, I'm telling you. If you want to have an incredible dating life and have, you know, incredible girls around you and have an amazing girlfriend, you can have that, you know? It's just you can't have everything at once. You know, like Bob, you even remember last year, this is the 2nd year we've come to Marbella. You remember last year, it was September 2017. I was going out clubbing a fuck ton.
Yep.
And just like with a lot of girls, like dating a lot, stuff like that. Do you remember how like pissed I was when we came to Marbella last year because I made like 4K last year?
Yep.
I fucked my business because I tried to be like that rap video. I tried to be like, what Instagram portrays entrepreneurship to be, which is like, we're gonna go to the club, pop bottles, and then the next morning we're gonna, hustle and grind, and then we're also gonna have a 6-pack, and we're also gonna do this, and then we're also gonna travel to a new place every single week. Yet people don't realize that traveling sets you back so much in terms of your focus. All the variables change. So as I said, just to kind of summarize that point, you can have anything you want in life, you just can't have everything. So my best recommendation is try a bunch of shit, see what you like, see what you don't like, and then from there you just kind of have to make an informed decision as to what are your 1 or 2 focuses for that quarter, for that year. So guys, that's pretty much all for this talk. As I said, Marbella has been absolutely beautiful. August was incredible. Obviously you guys know I was in Cyprus. I took my friend there for his birthday. After that I was in LA or San Diego for my joint venture with ODI Productions. And then this month has also been incredible. In the first 14 days I actually hit $110,000 in revenue. I don't know profit. I haven't marked up the expenses. So this month I'm 100% sure I'm gonna hit 100K profit again, and from now on I'm gonna try to make that a hygiene standard. So if you want the most up-to-date updates, I guess, go over to my Instagram, because as I said, constantly I'm posting on there client invoices. Some I have NDAs, some I don't. So some I can actually show their name or show their faces or show when I'm on a client call with them, and some I can't, unfortunately. So go ahead and follow my Instagram, and hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna try and put some systems in place. Once I'm done with this new program I'm working on, Influencer Ignite 2.0, it's hiring season for me. So I'm gonna get it's gonna be Armageddon for my current employees. I'm gonna be putting a lot of pressure on some of them, and bringing a lot of new people as well. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Lots of flies, and I'll see you in the next video, guys.